Okay, order of operations and evaluation of expressions. You simplify a numerical expression when you replace it with its single numerical value. For example, the simplest form of 2 times 8 is 16. Remember, 2 times 8 is, let me get my marker, 2 times 8 is an expression. 16 is the simplified form of that expression. Now to simplify power, you replace it with its simplest form also. So let's look at that. 2 to the third is a power, and if you write it out, it would be 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, and so 8 would be the simplified form of the power 2 to the third. 10 to the seventh would be 10 times itself 7 times. The good thing about this is that you know that 1 times 1 times 1 is going to be equal to 1. The only question is how many zeros are going to be on the end of it, and it tells you right here, 7 zeros. So all we got to do is write a 1 and then 7 zeros after it. Now this one's a little bit more complicated. We've got 0.2 to the fourth power, so we just write 0.2 times 0.2 times 0.2 times 0.2. And just like this one up here where 3 2's ended up with an 8, 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places. So we have to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 decimal places, and we have to fill in right here. So that would be 0.0016, and that's what we got here, 0.0016. So don't forget to count your decimal places when you're dealing with decimals. Then we've got 3/4 squared. That would be 3/4 times 3/4. That's what it tells you to do. Now if you notice, 3 times 3, that is just 3 squared. 4 times 4 is 4 squared. So all you've got to do each time is square the top number and then square the bottom number. So 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, and that's what we come up with, is 9/16. Now the order of operations, you're familiar with it as PEMDAS, but just for the sake of understanding it a little bit better, let's go with GEMDAS now for a little bit. Grouping symbols instead of just parentheses, because there are a whole lot more grouping symbols out there than there's just parentheses. Parentheses are just one form of grouping symbols. But we do grouping symbols first, then exponents, then multiplication or division, then addition or subtraction. These are all grouping symbols. The parentheses are a grouping symbol. These brackets are a grouping symbol. These other kind of brackets are grouping symbols also. Believe it or not, the divisor line is a grouping symbol. In this case, you would do the 5 plus 3 before you proceeded with the division. And the radical here, or the square root symbol as you might know it, is a grouping symbol as well, because this tells you to do the 5 plus 3 inside it before you do anything with the multiplication by 6. First thing we want to do is go ahead and write down GEMDAS. Okay, now first thing we will look for is grouping symbols, and so we come over here and we've got 6 minus 2 inside of parentheses, so we're going to take care of the grouping symbol first. So we write down 4 to the third power divided by 2. That gives us 4 times 4 times 4, and then divided by 2. 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 is 64, divided by 2. And then 64 divided by 2 is 32. Alright, your turn. Pause the video, do these two problems, and then come back to me and we'll see how you did. Okay, so we've got 2 to the fourth. 2 to the fourth is 16. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, minus 1 over 5. That gives us 15 over 5, which gives us 3. Then we come down to the second. Did you get that? I hope that you did. All right, 6 times 3 plus 9 divided by 3. If you're doing GEMDAS, you look for grouping symbols first. Well, here are the grouping symbols. We've got to take care of that first. So inside the grouping symbol, you got to go in the order of operations also. So we've got plus and we've got division. Division comes before addition. So we do the 9 divided by 3. So that would be 6 times 3 plus 9 divided by 3 is 3. So we've taken care of the division that was inside the grouping symbol. We still got a grouping symbol there. So we've got to go 6 times 3 plus 3 is 6. And 6 times 6 is 36. Okay, you evaluate an algebraic expression by replacing each variable with a given number. Then you simplify it just like you normally would, okay? That means that if I tell you that x is equal to 5, then wherever you see an x, you're going to put a 5. So we put a 5 here, squared, plus x is there, so we put a 5, minus 12 divided by, and we've got a y here, and we say that y is equal to 2, squared. And then we follow the order of operations. We've got GEMDAS. Oh, we've got GEMDAS. And so the first thing we check for is a grouping symbol. We don't have one. The next is exponents. So we come over here. We've got 25 plus 5 minus 12 divided by, and 2 squared is 4. Okay? Then we come back over here and we go, what's next? Let me get my marker so I can see it here. So we check what's next. Exponents we've taken care of. Now multiplication and division. Well, we've got some division right here. So we go 25 plus 5 minus 12 divided by 4 is 3. So now we've got plus and minus. But see, addition and subtraction you can do in any order that you want to. We're going to do 25 plus 5 and we get 30 minus 3, which is 27. Alright, evaluate x, y squared for x equals 5 and y equals 2. Now, a common mistake that people might make whenever they're doing this is they see the x and the y and they put x and y like that. But what x, y means is multiplication. That means x times y. So that means 5 times 2 inside the parentheses squared. Because 5 is x, y is 2. So we go 5 times 2 is 10 squared, and that gives us 100. Alright, your turn. What is the value of each expression when a is equal to 3 and b is equal to 4? Pause the video, try these two, and then come back and see how you did. We've got 3b minus a squared, so that would be 3 times b is 4 minus a squared. A is 3 squared. So that gives us 12 minus 9, which gives us 3. Did you get it? Alright, so now the second one. We've got 2 times b is 4 squared minus 7 times a, which is 3. Okay, that gives us 2 times 16 minus 21. And that gives us 32 minus 21, and that gives us 11. Okay, very good. Okay, identify the exponent and the base in this one. Well, if you're identifying the base and the exponent, did you think base and exponent? If you did, you got it correct. Good job. Alright, and then finally, what's wrong with this problem? Somebody has worked it and they've made a mistake. Pause the video, see what you can come up with, and can come back to me. Alright, did you work it? What did you get? Did you notice that they did something out of order? Yes, they did something out of order. They got 23 minus 8 and they got 15. But what they should have done was multiplied 8 times 2 first. So it should have been 23 minus 16 plus 9. Then they would have done 23 minus 16 is 7 plus 9, and they would have gotten 16. So it's important that you follow the order of operations.